back to Mama Made. Today, Mama is making coasters. The idea is to make the neoprene coasters for desktops or vehicles. Mine are going to be personalized, so some images of my beautiful babies and my family, and then also what it would look like with just a generic design from Cricut Design Space. So we've already printed this out. This is a special paper. This is sublimation paper with sublimation ink from my Sawgrass 1000. Once it prints, I give it a second to dry. I don't bother cutting it because I actually create my images oversized. The neoprene coaster, I believe, is 2.75 inches, and I go ahead and I do an oversized of 3 inches depending on the photos I'm using. And then rather than not wasting time, but rather than using time to cut each circle out and then tape them individually, I actually just go ahead and I lint roll each coaster to get all of that lint off, because anytime heat's applied to anything with the polyester on it and there's lint on it, the lint can actually discolor your sublimation blank. So in this case, the sublimation blank is our neoprene coaster. So step 1 is designing your images, printing them out. Step 2 is preparing your blanks, and in this case, that is our neoprene coasters. So those have all been lint rolled now. Now I just have to place them upside down on the images and tape them with my heat tape. So I will go ahead and start doing that. The trick here is to make sure that you're getting the image nice and centered. So I think I'm actually going to want the lip at the top for these so that we're really getting the faces in the vehicle. The faces will be up with that lip at the top. So just securely tape your neoprene coaster. I like to just do like a crisscross X to make sure that it's in place and that the neoprene coaster isn't going to be shifting. So right there, I just accidentally put a little bit of tape on the image next to it. That needs to be lifted because obviously when I'm trying to heat that up, I don't want that tape blocking that ink from that coaster. So I'm going to shift that a little bit. You also don't want to, like, you want it taped well on the paper, but you don't want it to the point where it's smashing the neoprene, because then that's going to affect how the image lays on the blank. So just nice and firm, no smashing of the product. Now these obviously don't matter, it's a mermaid scale, so wherever you want to place it, just make sure that it's straight. My heater, while I'm doing this, my heater is heating up. I'm going to do 385 for 40 seconds and see how that looks and go from there. I did attempt 385 at 60 seconds, and I feel like I made 6 of them, and this is the best one that came out. And as you can see, although it looks great, I feel like the ink, maybe I pressed it a little too long, so I'm going to go a little bit shorter this time. So my daughter's image is a little bit different. It's going to go that way because of her bow. You know, ladies, you can't cut the bow out. For those of you who maybe have not watched my first video, this is my second video. My first video, I explained that I'm like all busy mothers and parents, very busy. I have now an 18-month-old and a 3-month-old. So life can be a little bit crazy, but we all need some craft time in our life to keep us sane. So this is my me time, and during my me time, I like to really break down what I'm doing and hopefully help other busy people out there when they're crafting. Okay. So we've got our coasters taped down. Now we want to protect our mat. So we're going to put our, what's this? I just went blank. What is this paper called? It's not butcher paper. I don't remember. Anyways, put this down to protect your mat. Why am I spacing out? Oh my goodness. You can definitely tell it's nap time. My mind is not 100%. So our heater is ready. We've got our press paper down. We've got our sublimation ink. I actually want to flip that over because I want the hottest part of the press to touch the image. So we're going to flip this over now. Sorry, I did not do that before. Now we are going to let it do its thing with a nice firm press. So right now what's happening is the sublimation paper is releasing the sublimation ink because heat is applied. So it's turning that ink into a gas, and the gas is being absorbed by the neoprene coaster because there's polyester fibers in it that actually pull the gas into that product. So anytime you're sublimating, there has to be some sort of a polyester component in whatever blank you're using. You can't just sublimate on anything because not anything will absorb that sublimation ink. So now there's a few ways we could peel this. I'm just gonna rip it off. Oh no, so see, I must not have taped that one very well. It's a lot of trial and error when you're learning to sublimate, so be prepared to have failures and don't let it discourage you. Because right now, the only one of these that I'm happy with so far is the mermaid. So those will all be what I consider fails, and there's nothing to do with them but to throw them away. So this one's not bad. Lots of ink transfer. Let me turn the light up. Lots of ink did transfer, and I'm actually pretty pleased with that one. It looks really good. Photos are very hard to do on coasters because I don't know why. Sometimes it just doesn't want to transfer all the way. So like here you can see that this coaster right here was actually on this sheet, and the heat press just didn't press enough on that individual coaster. So I would consider that one a fail. This one is also a fail because of the lightness on the side. Like I would not, if someone had ordered this, I would not send that out. That's not a good one. These did beautiful though. I love how these transferred. So those were great. And I'm very pleased with the mermaid coasters. So that's it. It's as simple as preparing your image, taping down your neoprene coasters, flipping it because you want the heat to be touching the photo on the transfer. 385 for 40 seconds with medium pressure. So thank you again for joining us today on Mama Made by Tiffany Trusty. Today, Mama made coasters.